Hello friends, welcome to the lecture on river training works. So this river training work, it implies various measures adopted on river to stabilize the river channel along a certain alignment with a certain cross sections. So this river training works, it is having certain objectives. Very first is stabilization of river bed, then flood protection, then comes to be protection of works, bank protection, sediment control, sand exclusion, land reclamation, Kampha River channel, and navigation. The stabilization of riverbed is nothing but it is a training to stabilize the river along its alignment, shape, as well as a regime of the river. Flood protection means during the maximum flood to provide a safe passage, a reasonable cross section of the river is provided so that there will be no damage to the sides without any flooding on upstream side. Then protection of the works. So normally river is provided with various types of hydraulic structures. So to protect all these hydraulic structures, river training is a must. Next is bank protection to deflect the flow away from the bank to prevent bank erosion. Next is sediment control to provide efficient movement of suspended and bed load for keeping the river channel in good shape. Next comes to be sand exclusion to exclude the sand. Next comes to be land reclamations. Under this, the objective is to reclaim the land which is coming in the plane of the river section. Next is confined river channel to rectify the alignment of the river where abnormal changes have taken place. As example, you can say development of sharp bends or meandering, and last comes to be navigation. So during the navigation, certain depth should be maintained in the river bed. For that purpose, in case of low water periods, this river training works is a must. Now coming to classification of river training works, basically there are three types based on the basis of purpose: higher water training, low water training, mean water training. Higher water training is also called as training for discharge, to dispose of the flood water and to provide protection against any type of damage due to such a flooding. This high water training is a must. Next is low water training. It is also called as training for the depth, to provide sufficient depth of water for inland navigation in case of summer season. For non-federal rivers, when depth is less, low water training is a must. Last is mean water training, also called as training for sediments, a smooth disposal of bed and suspended sediments load and to maintain the shape of the channel. Now there are various types of various methods of river training works are there. We shall discuss one by one. So very first is marginal embankments. These marginal embankments, these are the earthen constructions which build to continue the flood water with the cross section available between the embankments. These marginal embankments having some effects on the flooded river. So very first effect is to increase the velocity of flood water, to move in downward direction, to increase the surface elevation during the floods, to increase the velocity of discharge at all the downstream points, and last is to increase the water surface slope of the stream upstream level portion. Now next type is guide banks or bunds. These are the earthen embankments to guide the flood water of the river. They are constructed in the direction of flow both upstream and downstream of the structure. This is the sketch for guide banks. Now next comes to be groin surface. It is a structure constructed transverse to the river flow. It is extended from the bank into the river. Groins may be aligned either perpendicular to the bank line or at any angle pointing upstream or downstream. So these groins or spurs, these are having certain functions. The first function is to train the river along the desired course by attracting, deflecting, or by refilling flow in the river. Second is to protect the river bank by keeping the flow away from it. Next comes to be to construct a wide river channel for making the river navigable. And last is to create a slack flow with the objective of silting up the area in the vicinity. Now these grinds are classified based on various parameters. The first parameter is methods and materials of construction. So based on methods and materials of construction, there are two types. Number one is impermeable groin and second is permeable groin. Impermeable groin don't allow the flow of water through them. Side slope vary between 2:1 to 3:1. Sometimes this groin is also called as solid groin. Second is permeable groins. They allow a restricted flow of water through them. These are more or less temporary structures. Now second category is height of the groins. Based on the height of the groins, there are two types, non-submerged groins and submerged groins. Third category is based on functions. So based on the functions, there are different types: attracting type, repelling type, deflecting type, and sediment. So very first is attracting type of groins. So a groins which point out downstream tend to attract the river flow towards the bank on which it has been provided. So this is the sketch for attracting groin. Second is repelling groins. It tend to repel the river flow away from the bank. It points upstream and protect the bank from the current of the river flow. Next is deflecting groins. They are either perpendicular to the bank or pointing slightly upstream. In case of these deflecting groins, it has short length and it means for providing local protection. Last is sedimenting groins. A river carry considerable amount of sediments, causes deposition of sediment without attracting or deflecting type of flow. These are the sketches for different types of groins. Now there are some partial types of groins based on the shape. So very first is T-headed groins, also called as Dennis groin. Larger arm points upstream and smaller arm points downstream. Second is hockey head groins. These are provided with a curved head, such as it looks like a hockey stick. So this is purely based on the shape. Then next type comes is cutoffs. A alluvial river flowing along a curve or bends abandons a particular bend and establishes its main flow along a straight and a shorter channel. In case of this, the ratio of length of the bend to that of chord is called as cutoff ratio. When ratio exceeds 1.5 to 2.5, a natural cutoff takes place. This is the sketch for cutoff. Now, pitched islands, it is an artificially constructed island in a riverbed. It consists of sand core which is protected by stone pitching on all sides of the land as shown in the sketch. They work as a guide bank. And last comes to be other methods. It comes under bandling. It is applied to low water flow in a single channel for maintaining the required depth for the inland navigation. So this is all about river training works.